Hello everybody and welcome to another 5-minute tech tip. I'm Dave Casuto with SF Tech Training to show you how to make a pivot table chart. Charts, as you probably know, are just great ways to visually show off your data. So I'm going to show you a little bit how to actually create a pivot table, very basic one. I have some previous videos on how to make pivot tables and how to work with dates in particular, how to work with percentages and things like that. So check out one of my other videos on that, or 2 videos in fact. This one is just going to be relatively fast during certain parts, so I want to get to, just so I can get to the parts I'm working with the chart. So very easily I'm going to go ahead and click inside of my data, go to insert and just say pivot table. Notice it encapsulates all my data right there. Where do I want it? I want it on a new worksheet. Click OK. That's great. And I'm just going to put in my content, right? So I'm just going to pivot it around my order amount. So there's my stuff right there. And I want to make it so my pivot table shows me both the salespeople as well as the dates. So let me go ahead and bring my salespeople down here and my order dates down here. And okay, maybe that's what I'm looking for. And I'd like to actually just only look at one particular set of days, right, potentially. So what I'm going to do is do a filter on these. So I'm going to click over to here and I'm just going to go ahead and just say, listen, I only want to do January, February, March. Click on that, and just like that, I have filtered that, and I'm going to filter these out too. I'm only looking at maybe 5 salespeople to compare them. And again, I'm going to do it visually. So I click OK, bam, I'm ready to go. And you will see that Excel has built into its pivot table tools this pivot chart. So I click on that, and we're going to see I've got some nice ready-made data, just like that, ready to go with those 3 months and those 5 salespeople. Click OK. And bam, I'm ready to go. Like, pretty fantastic. It's all set with all the data that I have here. Now, if you've worked with charts before, you will see that the main difference here is the ability to filter, right? Notice I can filter by bringing in more months. So I click on that, and I want to bring in April and May. And just like that, it changes here in the data set, and it also changes in the chart. And let me go ahead now and just remove 2 salespeople, click OK, and then bam, I'm getting the data that I want. Now, if you've worked with charts before, you will see that the options are almost exactly the same. So when I click on Design, you're going to see that I have all these great options here. Okay, so I can change the colors very easily. They have all these great chart styles I can work with, right? Just right off the shelf. That's fantastic. I got everything there. Okay, and then more right there. I can switch out the rows and columns. It's essentially just me just kind of pivoting just like that, but I can just do it with a click of a button. And now notice the salespeople are down on the bottom, and then my dates are over here in the legend. And it also changes it here. So I'll do that again in kind of slow motion. You can see, depending on how you want to tell your story, pretty nice. Okay. Now what's also really cool about this is that if I want to go a step further, and let's just say I'm going to bring in country. Okay. And let's just try, I'm going to pivot this back. All right. And I'm going to bring country down below. And now notice I have this kind of like parent-child situation going on here, right? Buchanan's and that, just like that. If this is more complex, it would actually have a lot more kind of like sort of texture to it. But you can see what it does here. It allows me to have this kind of parent-child situation going on here. And let me lift this up a little bit and show you how I can bring this down below. And notice how that changes. So maybe this is how I want to tell my story. Here's all my UK people. Here's all my USA people. Let me bring in all my salespeople now, and let's just see what it does. You can see pretty slick. So it's a really great way to just kind of chunk out and section your content visually through our axes, where we can have kind of parent-child and different kind of headings and subheadings, as well as visually to show all of our content here. Now let me go ahead and just move the chart to a new sheet so we can make that nice and big. And the last thing I'll show you here is this little plus sign. and you can see all of the content that we can bring in. And you can check out one of my previous videos on how to build a chart from scratch, and we go over a lot of these things here. All right, so I'll just choose one, for example. If I want to bring in my legend to the top, I can go ahead and do that. If I want to make that a little bit bigger, I go click on it, go over here to my home tab, make that nice and big. Awesome. And then just for fun, let's just remove those 2 months again. And there we go. Nice and clean. So that is working with pivot tables and working with pivot charts. So nice and easy, quick and dirty. So if you have any requests for me, feel free to reach out on my YouTube channel and also through LinkedIn, and also check out my website at sftechtraining.com, and you can also email me through there. All right, hope you enjoyed this, and we'll see you in the next video. Thanks.